Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time doing another Halloween theme review, and this one is on Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Now, as you know, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is a 2021 action horror film that is meant to be a reboot to the Resident Evil film series that was done by Wes Anderson. And Resident Evil is pretty much based on the popular game that started all the way back in 1996 that was released on the PlayStation and other consoles, which would later change the formula from Resident Evil 4 with a kind of like the like a sort of evil zombie village. You would have Resident Evil 7 with a Chainsaw Massacre story, and Resident Evil 8 Village that was more going back to the fourth game status quo. And yeah, you would even have remakes. So I personally wanted to get this copy of Welcome to Raccoon City to give it a go, and after watching it, it's wasted potential. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Claire Redfield, who journeys back to Raccoon City to talk to her brother, who have become estranged, and warn them about the sort of things that have been going on in Raccoon City. And we do kind of see how Chris goes along with Jill Valentine, as well as on Albert Wesker and some others, to kind of find out what's been happening in a sort of large mansion area, which is obviously kind of using some events of the first Resident Evil game. Well, the rest of the story, when you have Claire Redfield, as well as other characters from Resident Evil 2, is where I think where the film tries to balance too much, but doesn't do it carefully. And I think the problem with Leon S. Kennedy is that I think his character just comes across as the rookie screw-up. Like, I think the point of having a secondary badass, you want to kind of show them that they're not awful bad, but more like getting the hang of it kind. It just seems like what they try to do is throw a lot of references in, but not taking time with the story. Because, yeah, when you kind of have the certain locations where, like the orphanage, the police station, and other areas, it shows you they're at least paying a little bit of attention. I also feel when you kind of have, I think also when you do have William Birkin, I think Neil O'Donnell does try to do a good job, but I think comes across as the kind of evil bad guy. And yeah, when you also do kind of have the sort of like the sort of like girl-like character that was transformed into a giant creature, here she just looks more like a cosplayer who just helps Claire Redfield and then lets them go. I think there was an actual intention to do more with the sort of with the film. And I think there was an intention to try and base the film more on the first Resident Evil game. Just comes across like they wanted to try and tackle two stories without really realizing what was for the best. I think at least it tries to be good, but then you notice they still try to keep the zombies still the same, and some characters just don't act like what they're supposed to. Like Baron Irons being a kind of dangerous psychopath. Like, yeah, you kind of have Leon Kennedy being kind of portrayed as not a badass. And I think if it set the film based on the first game and then set up the sequel for the second one, there could have been some great opportunities to base more with the other games. But really, this just comes off as a mixed bag. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's a good attempt, just not with the right kind of people. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.